All right. Hello, everyone. You made it. Welcome to the Connect 2021 Know Before You Go webinar. I'm Patrick Higgins, Senior Vice President of Industry Relations at Connect. Joining me today is Tinsley Flint, our Director of Meetings and Events, and Derek Rodriguez, Vice President of Sales at Connect. So a few quick housekeeping notes before we get started. Feel free to use the chat box to engage and engage fellow attendees and to talk a little bit about the show. If you have any official questions you would like answered, please be sure to put them in the Q&A box. At the tail end of the webinar, we'll go through and we'll answer everything, and we'll answer as many questions that you may have as possible. If you do ask a question that we're not able to get to before the end of the webinar, we keep a record of all of those questions and we'll follow up with you individually one-on-one. That being said, let's go ahead and kick things off. We are so excited for Tampa in less than 2 weeks. We have some really fun stuff planned. Visit Tampa Bay has been a phenomenal partner in lining everything up and helping us roll out the red carpet for our industry. And to tell us more about that, Tinsley, can you talk to us a little about the event venue and the hotels we're going to be working with?
Yeah, so we will be at the Tampa Convention Center for all of the programming, except for if you are participating in women in sports tourism, then you will be at the JW Marriott. And then we are working with some of the hotels that are nearby for all of our room blocks. If you haven't gotten your confirmation number, you can reach out to events@connectmeetings.com and we can send that over to you, your planner. But everything is in walking distance to the convention center, so it should be an easy morning when you head over that way.
Perfect. Thank you, Tinsley. We also realize that of utmost importance is making sure that all of our attendees return home safe. So to tell us a little bit more about our Safe and Clean plan, Derek, can you walk everybody through what to expect?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Patrick. And, for everyone who attended our event last year, obviously we held the event in October. We've held an event this year as well in Red Rock Resort in Las Vegas. Essentially, we take this really seriously. We want to bring the industry back. We want to meet in person, and it's very important to us, but we want to meet as safely as possible. Kind of with all the changes and all the updates and everything that's happening now, we are going to require that everyone who is vaccinated either upload their vaccine through Share My Health. You should have received an email from us in regards to that. If you have not received an email, please let us know. We will get that information out to you. So essentially, you can upload your vaccine to us, or you can have a negative COVID test 72 hours prior to the show. So those are kind of two measures that we're taking to kind of help keep everybody safe and keep an environment that's the best environment we can keep. At the event, we will require attendees to wear masks. We will have sanitizer stations everywhere. We will also utilize some social distancing. If you attended last year, we had our one-on-one appointment tables flipped to put a larger space in between planners and suppliers who are meeting. So we'll do that again this year. We'll have temperature screening. We will have prepackaged F&B along with contactless F&B. And then we'll also utilize outdoor space when we can. So we're going to be really focused on keeping everyone as safe as possible and just having a great time while being safe. Outside of that, I mentioned the one-on-one appointments, guys. We are really excited to be having those appointments. Everyone should have received their username and password to log in. If you have not received your username and password, please reach out to our staff. We will get you your username and password, get you logged in so you can start making requests. Essentially, we ask everyone make as many requests as they can. The more requests you make to meet between planners and suppliers, the better your appointment schedule will be. Right now, we are very encouraged with the numbers. Depending on what track you are in, you're going to have 30, 35, 40 plus appointments in some scenarios at the show. So we're all going to be really busy and we're going to have some great pre-scheduled appointments. The portal will remain open until Friday at midnight or 11:59 to be specific. And we will release schedules next week on Wednesday. So those are kind of the general details around the appointments, and just ask that everybody, log in and reach out if you haven't had a chance to log in yet. We will definitely assist you in that process. kind of as we head towards the show, the first real big fun activation for our team is the Regisception, sponsored by Pure Michigan. It is a sponsorship they've done for a couple of years, and kind of the states in Michigan, or the CVBs in Michigan as well, kind of all get together, and they just do a really fun activation at our show, kind of welcoming everybody to the event, to the trade show. It starts at 3 p.m. on the opening day of the event, and it's going to be just a real fun environment, kind of F&B, some drinks, some possible entertainment, kind of welcoming us all there. Again, it's right by our registration and kind of the entrance to the trade show. Tinsley, you want to touch on anything with the trade show and kind of where we are with that?
Yeah, so the trade show has come together really nicely. We have some really fun activations that are going to be scattered throughout the floor. A few of them that I think will be really fun. We have a pickleball tournament that's being run by USA Pickleball and is sponsored by Visit Myrtle Beach. So that will be going all 3 days. On day one, though, which is Monday, we'll have free play for anybody who wants to participate in the games and like learn about pickleball, basically. So you don't have to be signed up for that, but in order to play in the tournament, you do have to be signed up for your team. We'll have cigar rolling in the MGM International booth. We'll have coffee breaks with Discover Puerto Rico. We'll have the skateboarders back at the event again from OC Ramps. And then we'll also have some tattoos for BCRF, where you can get a breast cancer ribbon tattooed onto your body, and we'll donate $1,000 to BCRF on your behalf from Connect. Branson will be doing ice cream again. Station Casinos will have a headshot suite. We'll have a wellness lounge in the Greater Miami and Beaches booth. And then we'll have puppies again in the Reno booth. So those are some fun things that will be there, among others. So make sure you walk around and check everything out over the course of 3 days.
Awesome. Thank you, Tinsley. A few quick things in terms of Regisception. If you are an international planner, meaning if you are a planner that sources meetings and events internationally, we have a record amount of international suppliers joining us this year, from Prague to Australia to Hong Kong, a record number of international suppliers. Please help them identify you as a planner that is sourcing internationally. During Regisception, you pick up your badge. There'll be a yellow ribbon that you can attach to your credentials that will identify you as an international supplier. On the trade show floor, we're going to have an international road area that will be only accessible if you do have one of those international ribbons around your neck or your credentials. So if you have any questions, feel free to track us down in the registration, and we're happy to answer that for you. Two quick things. We'll have on Tuesday, Jerry Rice, NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, will be our Connect Sports keynote. It takes place in the speaker showcase area on the trade show floor. Speaker showcase area is set up theater style. There'll be some seating in the back where there's going to be some charging stations and some supply surfaces if everybody wants to pull out their computers to catch up on some work until Jerry takes the stage. You're more than welcome to do that. And then on Wednesday afternoon, for our big keynote, seating is going to be a little bit different. This will be in ballroom A and B at the convention center. You can start lining up as early as 4:15 p.m. Anybody that's been to a Connect event before knows how quickly the seats go. Seating arrangements will be a little different. Seats will be grouped in pods of 4. So grab 3 of your closest friends on your pod. There will be some if you're part of, if you pre-purchased an exclusive seating package. There are some VIP seating arrangements that will take place in the front of the room. So if you do walk in and you have been pre-notified of that, feel free to make way to the front of the room. And if you have any questions, again, our staff will be very visible and accessible to be able to help. Derek, do you want to talk a little bit about the Tesla giveaway?
Absolutely. Thanks, Patrick. So we are very excited to be giving away a Tesla this year. So we have done giveaways at Connect in years past and always have a really fun time. The last day of the event, the last session, the last closing general session of the event, we'll be doing a Tesla giveaway. You must be present to win. The programming will be very engaging. It'll be really fun, and all attendees are eligible to win this. So planners and suppliers are eligible, but there'll be a couple different giveaways and small activations taking place at the end of the show at the closing event.
Perfect. Thank you, Derek. And Tinsy, I touched base and mentioned that Jerry Rice is going to be taking place in the speaker showcase area. Can you share a little bit more information on the speaker showcase area?
Yeah, the speaker showcase area is sponsored by Visit Sacramento. It'll be pretty much in the middle of the trade show floor towards the corporate and sports appointments. And in there, we'll have some speakers that the idea is to have them come up and present about 30 to 45 minutes worth of a presentation so that any of our planners could potentially hire them for their own events. So they're being sponsored and presented by Kepler speakers. And then we'll also have a few panels in there and a few education sessions as well. So I highly recommend checking out the speaker showcase while you're there.
Perfect. Thank you, Tinsley. Before we jump into the Q&A, is there, Derek, Tinsley, anything else you'd like to add before we start answering some questions?
I might as well just run through the schedule real fast, if that's all right with you, just so that everyone is aware, because there have been a few changes. So first, I just want everyone to be aware that the trade show opens at 3 p.m. So please come over to Regisception, get your name badge, and stay around until 5. And then from 6 to 9 p.m., we will have the Unlock the Block opening reception hosted by Visit Tampa Bay. And so with the opening reception, there are different locations for entry depending on which track you're in. So business travel attendees will enter at Joe Toro. The association attendees will enter at Sparkman Wharf. The sports attendees will enter at Splitsville. The corporate and Biz Bash attendees will enter at the aquarium, and the specialty attendees will enter at Yacht Starship. If you arrive to the opening reception and you don't have your name badge, please plan to go to the aquarium so that we can make sure that you've uploaded a COVID test or a vaccine before we give you your badge. And so the idea behind the opening reception is that everyone will go to these spots for the first hour, and then we will kind of open the doors and it becomes a block party. So everyone can intermingle and go into all of the different locations. So it'll be really cool. And we're very appreciative of Visit Tampa Bay for doing that. And then at 9:00 p.m., we have a surprise party that will be at the sale, which is back over towards the convention center. We will have buses taking people there before they drop off at the hotel. So we definitely recommend going to that. It's from 9 to 11. And then the next day we start marketplace appointments. Those will go from 9 to 10:45. And then at 10:45, the trade show will open. We'll have education sessions starting at 11. And then from 11 to 3, Experience Scottsdale will have a association planner meetup in booth 1408. So you should stop by there if you're an association planner. Then we'll go into Jerry Rice's keynote for the sports attendees. And then we will have lunch from 12 to 1. And then we'll have our first speaker showcase speaker that's presented by Kepler at 2:30. So that will be an awesome keynote to hear. And then we'll have appointments on Tuesday at the end of the day from 3:30 to 5:30. And then we'll have an open night. And the Tampa Convention Center asked us to let everyone know that there will be a happy hour at the sale as well from 6 to 9 on August 31st. If you want to check it out, it's right in the water. It'll be really pretty. And then the next day, we will start at 7:45 with a CMP breakfast sponsored by Kalahari Resorts. You do have to be a CMP in order to attend. So just make sure that you've RSVP'd for that beforehand. And then we'll have marketplace appointments from 9 to 10:45, trade show hours from 10:45 to 3:15. And, the education and the lunch follow the same schedule as Tuesday. And then from 3:15 to 4 p.m., we will have our last set of marketplace appointments. And then the doors will open at 4:15 for our keynote. If you have questions about the schedule, you can look at our website. We'll have the show guide in the planner bags, or you can connect with Connie, and there will be a QR code on the back of your name badge so that you can ask Connie any questions. And obviously our staff will be available to assist you as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Tinsley. Before we jump into questions, Derek, anything you'd like to add?
No, I think one thing I didn't mention on the safe and clean conversation is that you can find the safe and clean sheet at our website at connectmeetings.com. So if you want to find out some more information about that, you can visit there and download our PDF plan.
Excellent. Thank you, Derek. All right, we're going to go through these questions. Anything about question about the keynotes? Keynotes are open to both Tuesday's keynote and Wednesday's keynote are open to all tracks. There will be some exclusive opportunities, be it a meet and greet or a special Q&A or something like that may have been arranged for as part of a more exclusive situation. That will be if you may be notified or invited to participate in something that takes place before or after the keynote. But the keynote address, the session itself, that is open to all registered attendees. All right, we have an anonymous question about pickleball. More information on pickleball. So as Tinsley mentioned, on Monday afternoon, it's free play. If you want to come by, either you've heard about pickleball, you played it yourself, you may be curious about it. Feel free to stop by the trade show floor and give it a shot. We're going to have some people there on site to be able to help out. Maybe some quick lessons, some instructional, some tutorial things. But then on Tuesday and Wednesday, there'll be a tournament that must have been pre-registered for. So you're welcome to stop by, watch your industry colleagues participate, but Tuesday and Wednesday will be closed and exclusive to those that did pre-register for the tournament. All right, let's see, anonymous attendee. Somebody's got a special invitation to attend keynotes. Nope, we addressed that. Tinsley, can you talk a little bit about the 72-hour testing window?
Yes.
Question is the test itself performed no later than 72 hours prior to the event, or do we need the results no later than 72 hours to the event?
So yeah, so you can do a rapid or a PCR test, but the test needs to be performed 72 hours before you show up on site. And you can upload your test through Share My Health, and we actually recommend that. It'll make registration run a lot smoother. But it does need to be 72 hours before for when you have the test physically taken. So if you took the test, say the Thursday before or the Wednesday before, and you got your results on Friday, that wouldn't count. It needs to be taken 72 hours before August 30th.
Perfect, thank you. Tina asks if this is her first Connect show. She's asking, is there a limit on the number of appointments that she can make? Derek?
There are not a limit of appointments you can make. In the past, we've had it set at like 68 and 85, but realistically, we recommend making as many requests as you can, as long as there is a business purpose or reason for the request. If there's potential on either the buyer or the seller side, go ahead and make that request. The more requests you make, the more chances you have to be matched. So our system, number one, matches people based on mutual requests. So if you're a supplier requesting a buyer and that buyer requests you back, then that appointment is likely to happen or most likely to happen. So the more of those you have, the better. So I would go ahead and request as many as you can where it makes sense for you.
Perfect, thank you, Derek. Tinsley, Nina's asking, are appointments happening the same time that the trade show floor is open?
No, so the trade show floor will be closed during marketplace appointments. We will have some appointments taking place behind the trade show floor in the exhibit hall, but everybody will be taking appointments at the same time, and the trade show will not be open during those times.
Perfect, thank you. Tinsy, this one's for you. Are suppliers allowed to attend all events? The specific question is, if so, how do they know which segment they fall under for the opening reception on Monday night?
So suppliers are allowed to attend. They can enter at any location. Truly, nobody will stop you. But it's just kind of a recommendation for where to go. So at Regisception on Monday, when you come and pick up your Connect name badge, there will also be another name badge attached to it that has basically an entry location for where you should enter the opening reception. So the idea is that we wanted to separate everybody by track first so that you can mingle within your track and then everybody could spread out after the first hour. But if we give somebody from corporate lanyard badge that says enter at Sparkman Wharf, you can enter at Sparkman Wharf or you can enter the aquarium. Nobody will stop you. It's just really a recommendation so that we don't have too many people in one place at one time.
Perfect. Thank you, Tinsley. Kim's asking is there an app to download? No, we do not have an app. In lieu of that, and Tinsley mentioned this earlier, we use Connie, that's an event bot. So shortly before the show, a couple days before the show, you'll be able to text any question to a number that we'll provide, and that will immediately kick back an answer if it's your appointment schedule. If you have a question what time the opening reception is, anything you're looking for, you can text Connie and you'll get a text message right back within a few seconds. Tinsley, Lisa's asking, is there a closing reception all on Wednesday evening?
There is not. So after the keynote, you are welcome to explore Tampa and mingle with your friends for the final night.
Thank you. Another one for you, Tinsley. We will be having a small regional show, Connect Florida, that will be taking place in conjunction with Connect. And Laura's asking, is Connect Florida still scheduled from 2 to 5 o'clock on Monday?
Yes, registration for Connect Florida will open at 1 p.m. It'll be in meeting rooms 18 and 19 on the first floor of the convention center.
Thank you. Another one for you, Tinsley. Elise is asking if badges are being shipped in advance or will they be?
No, badges will not be shipped in advance. We want everyone to come and experience Michigan's Regisception. So just head over to the convention center around 3 and you can grab those there.
Perfect. Thank you. Derek, why don't you kick this one? Max is asking, what is the best piece of advice for a first-time attendee?
Okay, so first time attendee. So this is my, I guess, 12th or 13th Connect. Whatever number we're on, that's the one I'm on. I think more than anything, I noticed that people who are present have the most success. So people who are in their hotel room checking emails or at the bar kind of during the day are usually missing out on opportunities. So I would say be present and be engaged as much as you can, whether that's education and learning what your clients are learning, or it's trade show booths and interacting and having fun with people. Be present, be available, and look to meet new people. Don't be afraid, don't be timid. Everyone is a family here. And if you need any help meeting someone, find a Connect staff member. We will absolutely help facilitate that introduction.
Awesome. Thanks, Derek. And just a reminder, everybody, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A. We don't want to lose them in the chat box. And I'll piggyback on what Derek said. And I think for us, and Maddie's absolutely right, wear comfortable shoes, definitely. I think two things for me. One, when it comes to appointments, you're not going to close a piece of business and get a contract signed in 6, 7, 8 minutes. So use that opportunity to prepare. You're going to get your appointment schedule a few days before the show. Use that opportunity to review who you're meeting with. The portal's open, so you can go back and review their information. Make the most of those 6 minutes and help identify 1 or 2 follow-ups for when it comes to that. I think the other thing that I'd like to mention to everybody is for those planners, please, in everyone's best interest this year, and many of you I've already spoken with are already doing this, appointments are probably more important this year than they've ever been before. So many suppliers that we're working with, the hotels and the CDBs, the amount of people that they're able to bring back to their staff and bring back to their teams hinges on the amount of business and return visitation that we're all responsible for. So anything that you can do ahead of time to help update your RFP, maybe whatever you can do to quicken the pace to getting a contract signed getting business done. All of our hotels are going to be thankful for that. CVBs are going to be thankful for that. It's going to help get our industry back on the right track. The other thing that Derek mentioned too is our staff, we bring a large, about 90% of our team will be at Connect in Tampa. We're going to be around just to make sure everything's going well, that you have quick access to anybody that you may need to talk about with. If something pops up, if you have a question, if you need help with something, let us know. We wear coordinated shirts for each day of the show, so it's very easy to identify anybody on our team and be able to track us down. All right, any other, let's see, shuttle system to and from the airport, Amy or Tinsley?
We will not have a shuttle system, and we won't have a shuttle system going to and from the convention center and the hotels. Everything is in walking distance. So it should be a nice morning walk for you. We do recommend that if you're staying at the Sheraton or the Hilton, to take the river walk on the way over and enter on the Channel Street entrance. And it's just a really pretty nice walk. And so it'll be a great way to start your morning.
Thank you, Tinsley. Tinsley, Carly's asking for booth trade show setup. Will they receive badges in the mail?
No. If you are coming to set up a booth early, we'll have a table ready with all of the name badges out. So just be prepared to show us that you've uploaded your vaccine or your COVID test, and we will give you your badge then. And another thing I do want to mention, because I've seen a lot of questions about this. So 72 hours before the 30th would be the 27th. So if you get your test taken on the 26th, we will not accept that. Your test must be taken on the 27th, 28th, or 29th. And then if you upload that, that is what we will accept if you are needing to provide a COVID test if you are not providing a vaccine.
Thank you, Jason. Right, looking at some of these other questions. Chris is asking the appointment request process, if it says CXL, the client canceled the show and they are not coming. Yes, that is what that means. If you have any other questions, I'll put the contact information, Chris, for our hosted buyer development team, and they'll be able to touch base with you and give you some more information. We do have an anonymous attendee ask question, where can I find the link for hotel partners at the Connect rate? Tinsley, can you talk about the Supplier Hotels for a minute?
Yeah, all of the Supplier Hotels, all of our blocks have sold out at this point, but you're welcome to check in with them and see if they do have any availability. We're working with the Westin, the Sheraton, the Hilton, the Aloft, the Marriott Water Street, and the JW Marriott Water Street, and the Embassy Suite. So feel free to reach out to them. I also know that there is a new Hyatt in Tampa, and they do have availability. So we've been pushing some people that way as well if you still need a hotel reservation.
Perfect. Thank you, Tinsley. Derek, someone's asking about breakfast, if we're providing breakfast on the event days.
Tinsley, I do not believe we have breakfast at the show this year.
No, we will not have breakfast, but we will have a morning break. So there'll be coffee sponsored by Puerto Rico and some granola bars and light snacks. But if you're looking for a full breakfast, there are Starbucks, I believe, in every hotel, or cafes in all of the hotels that you can definitely get something on the way before you head over to the convention center.
Great. And then Patrick, I saw a question about flights and flight delays. We are all kind of going through this together right now with the industry reopening. So whether you're a hotel or an airline, we don't have any kind of policy around the flights currently. But if your flight is delayed, reach out to us, let us know, send us a note. We will do our best to inform. You know, if you're a buyer, we will put a sign on your table that your flight's delayed and you're inbound. If you're a supplier, we'll do our best to alert buyers that you're delayed and that you'll connect later. So just a heads up for anyone who is worried about that. I saw a few things in the chat regarding that.
Thank you. Tinsley, this is a good question. Someone's asking, in looking at the agenda, is there a quick way to identify which sessions require pre-registration versus being open to all attendees?
Typically, anything on the agenda that says invite only would require pre-registration for it. So pretty much everything else is open to attendees. The only thing, the Jerry Rice keynote session, that will be limited seating, but we'll have the Quiet Events headphones. So if you don't show up in time to get a seat, then you can still grab some headphones and pretty much walk anywhere on the floor and still hear the session. That's the only one I can think of, though, that you might want to get there early for.
Thank you. This one's for you also, Tinsley. Susanna's asking, when do hotel confirmations go out?
Confirmations have gone out. If you have not received your hotel confirmation and you're a planner staying in our block, please email Hunter Ray. She can send this to you. I will put her email address in the chat and she can send you your confirmation number.
Thank you. Derek, someone's asking if agendas with sessions are available on site or if they need to print them from the website in advance.
They are.
They are available.
Okay.
Yes, sponsored by Fort Lauderdale.
Thank you, Fort Lauderdale. All right, this is another good question. Will the convention center have food outlets open for breakfast and lunch?
I don't believe they'll have any open for lunch or breakfast. So if I were you, I would plan to go to your hotel cafe or hotel Starbucks and grab something beforehand, especially in the mornings. And I will mention that if you are a sports attendee and you're staying at the JW Marriott, Florida Sports Foundation will have a Rise and Shine coffee break for you in the mornings before you head over. So definitely make sure to stop over there first.
Thank you, Tinsley. Got a question about visual aids to assist with appointments. Derek, do you want to take that one?
Visual aids?
As a supplier and a planner meet together on a one-on-one appointment, what visual aids would we suggest?
Yeah, absolutely. So people certainly use laptops and iPads for presentations. And I think with the tables being flipped a little further apart, you might scoot that up just a little bit and kind of still utilize it by looking over the screen. You certainly can share collateral. We would ask that you don't, invade someone's personal space unless they're comfortable with that, with any kind of collateral. But certainly bring, binders, photos, things like that.
Perfect. Thanks, sir. Dress code. Question about dress code. It really is. It's business casual generally. On the sports track, you're going to see some people probably dressed a bit more casually. That's just how they roll. But generally speaking, it's business casual. And but again, you realizing those people that have been to Connect for a number of years realize that you're going to be on your feet a lot. So we're going to see a lot of sneakers, a lot of comfortable shoes at the same time.
And if you're playing pickleball, make sure you bring some shoes and even a change of clothes to compete in the tournament.
Thank you. We did get a question. This is a good one for you, Tinsley. Someone's asking if they're registered for the association track, can they also participate in Connect Florida?
You would need to reach out to Mark Wong about that. His email address is mwong, W-O-N-G, @connectmeetings.com, and you can look at the numbers and see if we can get you registered.
Thank you. So just as a reminder, Connect Florida is it's a small regional program that's set aside for planners that are physically located in the state of Florida that source meetings and events within the state. Derek, someone's asking, can we please reconfirm the number of confirmed marketplace appointments that they need to request to make sure that they satisfy the requirements?
So there's not necessarily a number that you need to request to satisfy requirements. I think the biggest thing is to improve your overall show experience, and the overall value of the appointments would be to schedule, we recommend kind of 25 as a minimum. That'll kind of be a baseline to help you. But again, it's not a requirement to do that.
Thank you. We've got just 5 minutes left. Make this fast. Does Connect provide any tools to assist participants with post-show follow-up? Derek, you've been doing this for a long time, helping suppliers follow up with planners post-show. What would you suggest?
Yeah, so I think the best course of action is to obviously meet on site at the event. and kind of share that you will be following up within the next week for, specific purpose X or specific purpose Y. Certainly, I always say a voicemail or a phone call and an email is best. Really short, really simple, and just looking to kind of reconnect and touch base on kind of the experience of the event, the experience of the show. A lot of times we want to dive into the specifics of your hotel or the specifics of your meeting. I always think that this event is really designed to bring you together, to experience, a fun, active, engaging environment, and to build a relationship. So I think that first touch point following up on the show should be relationship building for sure.
Well said. Thanks, Derek. Marlene in Vegas with South Point has not seen the appointment link come out yet. Marlene, this went out yesterday. So if you do have questions with the appointment link, I would suggest reaching out to your sales contact directly, who's going to be able to help you out and make sure that you get that. If you have
Absolutely, Patrick. To confirm, I would say that if you've not received it, if you're a buyer, reach out to Mark Wong. If you're a supplier, reach out to your salesperson. You can reach out to me. My email's been floating around the chat. It's drodriguez@connectmeetings.com, but we will get you set up. Also check your spam. A lot of people had junk mail or spam for this email, but everyone did receive it. It did go out to everyone.
Right. Yeah. These emails, especially, we send these emails about appointments, hotels, things like that. They often come directly from our technology provider. So they often end up in spam filters. So I would do a keyword search and just check your inbox to make sure they aren't in there already. I've got 3 more minutes. How many one-on-one appointments should be planned for maximum? Derek?
Yeah, so maximum number of appointments for a buyer is going to be 47. Maximum number of appointments for a supplier is going to be 35 to 45, depending on the track you're in. So that's kind of a good note for you to kind of take in your mind. So you're going to be doing a lot of walking, a lot of meetings. So it should be really great. This is one of the highest numbers we've ever had.
Awesome. Thanks, Derek. Lakeisha's asking if all marketplace appointments are in person or if some will be virtual. We are 100% live this year. There was a virtual component last year, just given the state of things, but this year we want to send a strong message that we're all about live. So we are 100% live. Every appointment's live and in person. If we did not get to your question today, we will be following up again. We're going to get a list of all the questions. And if we didn't get it answered, then we'll be following somebody from our team, either myself, Tinsley, Derek, or somebody from our teams will be following up with you individually here shortly. Anything else we can answer quickly? This webinar will be, after we wrap up here, it has to do its thing in process, and we will post this on the event websites as well, so everybody can follow up with these individually afterward. That's a great question. Last question, first timer here on the appointment portal. Is it sufficient to click add request, or is there a submit button or something more official? Derek.
The appointment portal, I'm not familiar with the add request button, so I'll have to answer that one via email.
If you add, my understanding is if you add request, that officially submits your request to meet with that person, but we will confirm that, Sydney, and we'll get back to you on that individually.
Yep.
Okay, we got time for one last one. Max Long planners, any tips for suppliers, things you like or don't like? I can actually answer this one because I'm a data nerd. I analyze post-event surveys like crazy, and we have a lot of questions and conduct different focus groups, things throughout the course of the year to help us do a better job. And the number one complaint that we get from planners after our shows, they told us it's common with other industry shows, saying you're going to send something, get back to them next week. I'll send this to you when I get back to the office. And time goes by and you don't. That's the number one complaint is lack of follow-up in a timely manner. So if you say you're going to get something, if I give any supplier you're not always going to have the answer to every question that's being asked of you of a planner. It might be ceiling height, might be whatever it is. You may not have all of the information. If you say you're going to get back to them on a certain day, it's so basic, but the vast majority of planners indicated that it doesn't happen the way that they'd like it to. So I would highly suggest that. And I think that's it. If you do have any questions, again, You can feel if it's a sales related question, you contact Derek. I'll put all the email addresses in the chat once more. And send it out to everybody. It's drodriguez@connectmeetings.com. If it's a planner related question, if you're a planner with a question or an issue, it's mwong@connectmeetings.com. If it's an event related question, it's simple. It's just events@connectmeetings.com. If you have anything for me, it's patrick@connectmeetings.com. But we are so excited to see everybody in Tampa here in a few short weeks. Last thing I would say is I would encourage everybody before you jump on that plane and head to Tampa, check the posted schedule for the track which you're registered in one last time. Things may change a little bit here and there as far as timing goes. So I would just highly suggest that you take one last look at it as you're planning how you're going to spend your time to connect in Tampa. Tinsley and Derek, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, one thing that I thought of that I just want to make everyone aware of. If you are not vaccinated and you are coming on site and you are planning to get a COVID test, we will not have COVID tests on site at the event. So you will need to go somewhere in Tampa to get that. We've put information about different sites that we found on our website. You can reach out to us to get that document if you need it. But we will not have COVID testing on site. You will need to do this prior to arrival. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Derek?
Awesome, guys. Nothing here. Looking forward to seeing everybody and having a great show. So thank you.
Thank you. And we look forward to getting everybody together in person in just a few short weeks. So if you need anything, again, all of our email addresses are in the chat. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you in Tampa. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye.
Have a great day.